I'm now going to show you how you're going to create a header. Go to Appearance, Editor. We're going to go over to Patterns, because that's what a header is. It's a reusable pattern. It's a synced pattern. So we're going to create a template part. It's going to be a header. We'll call it header 3. I'm going to create it. Okay, to put my block editor. So let's just start by adding, we don't want this to be a paragraph. Let's just make this into a site logo, right? So you can upload your site logo here. So I don't really have one. We'll just use this, a little logo. Okay. And let's say I want to now add my site title, layout demo. Okay. You could also, if you wanted to, you could add, if you had a tagline, which you put in the general settings, you could put it in there. But next thing I think we probably need to do is our navigation, right? So that's where all of our different pages are. Because I published all of these pages, that's where they are, right? Exactly where I want them. Let's say I wanted to now move these around. I can put my navigation kind of here. Let's say if I want all this on the same, all lined up together, I want the icon and then all that together. So what I would do is I would make this, let's make this all into one. Let's put these together. I'm going to click this. I'm going to pressing Shift so I can pick up both of them. And I'm going to press this one. This is going to make them into a row to line them up. I can have them now go in the middle. I can have it so it's kind of spacing. Now I have on either side, right? I can have it so if I take this block, I can move it over here, right? There are all different kind of things I can do with that. I can go over, change the, I can change the image size. I can just play around with it. You can change the background of the whole thing if you wanted to. You could just do the row background color if you want, right? Just that background color. That's looking pretty. The site title, if you wanted to have the site title and all that be one thing, you put that together, right? And you group those together. Now it's all one kind of thing together. And now you can do the background, that one together, could be something, run the whole thing, right? So just think about it for your navigation. That's your page list. Those are your pages. We can edit those or not, depending on what we want to do. So yeah, there are a lot of things you can do with this. So just play around and make yourself this the way that you like it. So let's say we want to change the text in here. We could say just the navigation, go over here, and we go to our styles. We can change the size, right? You can actually tell exactly how big you want it to be. You know, you can change all sorts of different things with this. Okay, so that's going to be header. All right, so now we've made header number 3. So next we're going to be doing is we're going to make a different header. So we're going to go over here, go back, template parts, start again, create template part. We'll call this header front. This will be our front page header. Header, I'm going to create that, right? So same idea. We're going to be adding, let's start with a cover block. Start off with a cover block. I will upload, at least on Media Library. Let's use this one. Select all the way across there, right? There it is. That's our cover block header. Now inside of here, you can start adding things, right? So I don't want paragraph. I don't want this. I'm going to delete it. Okay, now I'm going to choose a block. I'm going to put the navigation in here. Okay. And then I'm going to add, let's see, let's do our site logo right there. And then we can add in our, let's see, let's add in a site title. Okay. So again, we can kind of put all these together. We can group all this. We can put these in a row if we wanted to. Let's put all this stuff in a row. Okay, so we have our site title. Right now, this is linking to home. So if it's going to be, if you have a different color for your link, anytime you hit that, you can make that link not link back to your home or not by clicking on that. Okay. Right, you can play around with the line spacing, you can do your line height, all the things like that. All right, so now, so we want this to be a little further up. How do we make that a little bit further up? Well, we could close this up and we could add a spacer. You can add a spacer and make that like that, add a spacer. And if we did that, then right, adding our spacer. So now that this is more up on the top. So we could do that if we wanted to. So we're going to save that. Okay, so now I have two different headers I've made. I've made header front and I've made header 3. So when I go into, now I want to start a new template. Go into my templates. I'm going to add a new template. It's going to be a custom template. And we're going to call it page 1. We'll create that. We don't want to do that. And go there, over here. And we're going to add a header. I'm going to add a template part that we made. I'm going to choose it. And this is header 3. That's the one that we made. Right? So you can choose that one if it's not going to be part of your header, right? So now the next thing you want to do for this is you're going to be adding your content block, which is super important. See how this is going to the edges like that? That means it's going to go to the edges all the time if you keep it like that. So the way that you get this so that your content doesn't flow to the edges, you actually can make this, believe it or not, into its own group. Right? So now that it's a group, you can justify it. So you really want to make your content block into a group. So now we have a header. Okay, so you can go about the same, making a custom footer the same way that you make the custom header. You're just going to choose footer instead of header. And then you add that on there. So you can choose which headers you want into different pages. All right, I hope that helps.